testing a few new products, the Maybelline Sunkisser Matte Blush in Berry Punch and the Megaglo highlighter. And we've created this look using the Dreamscapes palette. So if you want to see how this all comes together, then stay tuned. Happy Friday. We are almost to the weekend and welcome to the Daily Beauty Story. My name is Amanda Hall. All my impertinent information is listed down in the description box. And today we are really gonna push it. This is definitely going to be a look, an eye look that is gonna push me big time because they are colors that I would never use. So we are gonna go for it today. I'm doing this a little nervous and a little scared, so let's create this beauty story. Well, we are going to start with the Morphe concealer. I've really been enjoying this. I didn't want to give it up quite yet. Verse products are gone. We got a whole new batch of stuff. But I didn't quite want to not keep testing this. And so go ahead and get this on. And oh goodness, I gotta be honest, I'm really nervous about these colors. These are colors I do not normally wear. So I'm a bit on the nervous side with this color that I'm going to be wearing today. I don't know if that's why I pulled my hair back. Maybe a severe hair look would take away from this severe look that I'm creating or adding to it. I haven't even set clothes out for today for today's style story because, you know, sometimes I know the makeup I'm going to do and so I can plan my outfits around it. But today I was like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna roll, so we're not gonna set out any clothes. So we're just gonna see. I am going to put on falsies today because I think that this is gonna be what's gonna help me feel a little more comfortable. So I have a new shape or style to try. So there's the Morphe. We're going to use the cloud set here in a little bit, or the cloud light. Okay. I thought I would break out this Sephora Best Skin Ever. I don't know that I've tried this on camera before, but this is the Best Skin Ever. It is a long wear foundation. It says anti-pollution, and let's see here. Enriched with algae extracts and hyaluronic acid, provides an anti-pollution benefits and a 12-hour hydration, clinically proven to reduce signs of stress and fatigue. Well, I'm stressed about this look today. So I know the Sephora sale's coming up in the next month or so, and so I figured I'd break out some of my Sephora collection stuff, and I know I need to order a new eyebrow pencil, which is one of my favorites. And this is in the color, I know that this is one of their cool tone pink, 19.5P. So this has a pink undertone to it. So I'll just go ahead, and I believe this is more of a little bit more of a matte foundation. And so I'm starting to kind of build my Sephora collection cart. There isn't a lot of high-end stuff I'm looking at. I might look at a couple eyeshadow palettes, but the key to the Sephora sale is if you are, their top tier, you get 20% off. And I'm not. I don't buy enough from Sephora. Most of the stuff I buy is from Ulta. And so I don't usually fit into their, I may be, the next level down depending on, now that Ulta carries some of the hair products and stuff that was only carried by Sephora there for a while. So I'm not a big Sephora purchaser, so I don't get the big discounts. I think it's advantageous if you are that Sephora girl and you like the more, you know, higher end palettes or higher end makeup, you know, the more that type, then, you know, then the 20% off will probably be an advantage to you, especially if there's something that a newer release that you might be interested in. Otherwise, subscribing to your favorite makeup brands email list, you're going to see that they give off better discounts off their websites than they do, you know, during the Sephora sale. So just a little food for thought. If you are, you know, if there is a brand that you really love that you think about picking up in the Sephora sale, I would recommend just getting on their email list. And they do tend to run sales. Like I'm on the Natasha Denona list. I'm on the Danessa Myricks list. I'm on the, I don't think I might be on Pat McGrath. Some of her eyeshadow palettes, I mean, they're $128 for 10 shades. Like, to me, that's insane. But there's been a few palettes that have come out of hers that I'm like, can I pull the trigger? I have not pulled the trigger yet. So, so that would be my recommendation. That stuff's coming up. And so I would just recommend, if that's what you're looking for, just to subscribe to their newsletters. All right, I'm going to do the Sephora Collection Contour Stick. This is a very cool tone stick. This is definitely way more contour friendly. This is a buildable cream to sculpt and define, and it is in the color Fair to Light. And I think that this was their coolest toned color. And so that's why I picked it up. It's melted a little bit. And so, but I mean, you can see how gray toned and how sculpting this is. Now this is a little more up my alley than just a regular bronzer, because I do like that more sculpted look to my face. But it does a really nice job of blending. I mean, it's pretty seamlessly blends, and which is why I really like it. It looks really nice. And so as I get ready, the Sephora collection goes 30% off during the Sephora sale. And so that's usually when I pick up my Sephora stuff, is when they run a Sephora collection sale of 30% off. Because that's a pretty good deal. And the Sephora collection, some of their products are really good. Like I love their eyebrow pencil. It is so nice. I really, really like it. And we're going to use, I have a lip liner that I'm going to use. Again, it's been a while since I used it, but I kept it for these more neutral looks. But you can see how it kind of just gave me a little more sculpting. So this is one of the reasons I really like this contour stick. And it just blends in so seamlessly and nicely. It doesn't, it just kind of melts into the skin without losing its color. So one of the reasons I really like that. Okay, let's see here. Now we're going to go into a blush. And boy, let me tell you, this blush. This is one of the new Sunkisser matte blushes, and I tried out the really bright kind of lilac color that was really pretty, and now we're gonna go the other end. So this is the Sunkisser matte blush in the color, I forget what the color is on this. Does it say on here? I hate when they don't put the actual color on here. I think it's like a berry, some sort of berry color. Oh, there it is. Right on the top of the lid. I'm looking at the bottom. It's right on the top of the lid. It's Berry Punch. So this is a very wine-colored blush. And this is a matte blush. So it is not going to have any glow to it. So let's see here. I'm just going to put a little dot on the back of my hand. I mean, that looks so pretty. Take a little bit and kind of rub it in. Ooh, that is going to be a very berry. Oh, and it does sheer out pretty well. I just build it up a little bit there so you can see. So it looks like it shears pretty well. It doesn't, stay that bright. I mean, you can see my finger. All right, let's go for it. Okay, here, we're gonna rub my brush into it, the back of my hand, and then we'll just tap. Okay, it's leaving a nice wash. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm sure it is, you know, buildable. It's a little, you know, I'm gonna go put another little teeny bit on the back of my hand, like a little dot like that. Just to see. I can get going over here a little bit more. Yeah, it's a really nice wash of color. It's not too bright. It is definitely a sheer blush, which is nice when it's that deep of a color that you don't have to worry about it being too pigmented, which is nice. I mean, I'm definitely not, I mean, that gives a really pretty wash of color. Wow. Again, it's matte though, so it is gonna, I mean, and even the foundation's more of a satin foundation. It's not a real dewy foundation. So this look is gonna be a little less dimensional than normal. Okay, so I did pick up I don't think I've ever tried this highlighter from them before. It is the Wet n Wild Megaglo. I tried the blush in that, I believe it was currant color. Really gorgeous. That was beautiful. So I figured I'd pick up the Megaglo in the highlighter and see. So this is the Megaglo Illuminator Highlighter, Vitamin E Makeup Stick. Really doesn't say anything else on it. And this is in the color When the Nude Strikes. Okay. So I just use my finger. Okay, that's pretty. I'll just tap it on. I just thought this was a really pretty color. Okay, a little more on the natural side than a real like bam highlighter look, but it's pretty. It's not super blinding highlight, but it's there, it's pretty. Huh, nice. Like blow me away? No, but it's nice. It does leave a pretty glow to the skin. I'm gonna go ahead in with my Morphe Cloud Light in Dawn, and we're just gonna set the under eyes. Let me just press this down a little bit. Just make sure that any creasing that's already started, I kind of tamp down and blend a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this. You know, I normally do not set my under eyes, but I have found that I am really liking the way that this looks. Even more towards the end of the day, it doesn't look super cakey. We're just gonna tap a little bit on this highlighter. Okay, so that does definitely amp that highlighter up. If you want a little more of an amp. And I don't mind, you know, adding a little more since I'm already in here adding, but that's not normally something that I like to do. Add an extra step if I don't have to add an extra step. So, okay, let's get the eyebrows on. I am going to use the Milani Precision Brow in Ebony. So this is their blackish color. And then I'm going to use the Lips in Snatch in Ash Brown just to give it a little more dimension and maybe to tamp it a little bit. And then I'm going to use the Super Lock on the eyebrows. So do you have any special plans this weekend? It's Friday night. Do you have any special plans tonight? I teach a Bible study on Friday nights, and we're going through one of the minor prophets, Hosea. And then tomorrow we have our sisterhood, our sister friend Saturday, and we have a women's conference coming up. And I'm going to be teaching women how to share their testimonies, to share their stories of God's redemption in their life in one area. And we have a big women's conference coming up for the whole community at the church. It's free, and I'm excited about women sharing where God showed up in their life and changed them. And so we want to give the women not only in our church, but we do a lot of community work. And so we want to give women a voice to share on where God has really showed up and transformed them. From addiction to mental health. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with the women the most powerful way to share their story. And I just I'm really excited about this. Just it's an opportunity to serve the women of this community, give them hope in the power of what the Lord can do in your life, what Jesus can do in your life. And, you know, he's done a ton for me, man. Let me tell you. Let me see, you got the wrong thing. And so I'm excited for tomorrow. So that's a big deal. Other than that, I'm really not doing anything. I do need to get to town to get some groceries. I've been I thought the other day I was going to go into town and get groceries, and I didn't end up going. So I'm starting to get a little low. I figured, I better get down there and I get into town and get some groceries. So maybe I'll do that afterwards on Saturday. I usually don't like leaving Millie that long. So I'll probably come home, play with Millie, take her for a big walk, and then head into town on Saturday. So because I live in a very small town, our church is actually started about 5 years ago with like 30 people, and we're up to about 300 now. And this is a pretty small community, but we actually meet in an old honky tonk. I remember the first day I walked into the church, and I'm like, it was still an active bar. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so where Jesus would meet his people, is in a bar. And so for a second it took me back, but then I was like, yeah. So we're an old honky tonk where they used to play concerts and have, so that's a little fun fact about the church that I go to. So very interesting. I love the people there. It's just one of the reasons I am not looking to move back to California on a full-time basis, is because I really do love the community of people that I have here, the friends that I have here. So, okay, let's start playing with the eyeshadow. Okay. Take a deep breath. Oh, we're just going to go for it. We're going to go more gold probably today. So we're back in the Dreamscape palette. We might switch up palettes tomorrow. But I think I'm going to go in with Illusion in the brow bone area. I think I'm going to tap into maybe a combination of Lucid and Pixel. And then I think I'm going to do, well, we might do a combination of Lucid and Illusion. We'll see. I'll do probably one of these on the lid, and then we'll do this as the lid highlight. And then I'll use the Vision in the brow bone. But this is definitely, and I might use some of this Delirious since I haven't played with that one yet. So this look is going to be, it's gonna push me out of my comfort zone big time. Big time. So I got my switch here ready to go. Oh, all right. let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Illusion, which is this more, get this up in the brow bone area here for me. And this is gonna be a very warm look, which I am obviously not used to. I'm used to doing a very cool toned look. So we'll see. A little nervous. So I finished the Perfect Couple series, limited series on Netflix. It was pretty cool. It ended up being a good series to watch. It was interesting. Lots of twists and turns, which I kind of like. I think there's a new show called Residence coming up. I think they just released it. And so I have that on my playlist to watch. And so those are my bingeable. Oh, and today for lunch, I'll be watching The Pit, which I'm super excited about that show. Although they've lost, well, they're potentially going to lose one of the main characters. They already lost one of the main characters, not to like death or anything, but I'm like, they're already like getting rid of characters. It's crazy to me. We're like 10 episodes in, so there's that one. Okay, so far I'm okay. I don't have a tick going yet. All right, let's see here. I think I'm gonna go in a mix between these two right here. So this is definitely more matte color, and then this is a little more of a shimmer. Yeah, definitely more that yellow gold color. I'm using the same brush, I just put it in the switch. You know, these are lighter colors, so they're probably not gonna pop like too much on me because one, I'm using a less dense brush. And they're lighter colors, so they're not going to be like severe, you know, when I go for that deep smoky look. They're not going to be that severe. Okay, I'm just going to go in now with the Pixel color, which is this more of a shimmery greenish yellow. And we'll just kind of deepen this up a little bit right here. Okay, I'm not as scared now because these are lighter colors and they're not doing a ton of, they're totally pigmented. So, which I wouldn't think I would say about these palettes, but they are definitely a lighter tone. And so I'm not terribly hating this already, but definitely not my color palette for sure. I know you see me tap off all this eyeshadow color. I have wood floors, so I mop them every time I'm done. So that I don't have carpet down there, you know, the dust is flying, so I do mop my floor every time. Okay, well, that hasn't been too scary yet. But we are gonna go in with my finger. You notice I have a little blood blister there. Caught my finger in the mount of the camera as I was trying to get the thing out, so that hurt a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go in with Delirious on the lid, and this is definitely that sparkle shade. Go in here. Ooh, wow. Focus in on that. There we go. Look at that, that's a pretty. Yeah. Maybe I did use this color. Did I use this color before? I don't think I did. But since we're light everywhere else, I'm not going to pack on any more. And just do the one little rub in. And then we'll use the gold to kind of go, maybe to darken up the outer corner a little bit. But that has a really pretty shift to it. I don't know if you can tell, but that does have a pretty shift to it. All right, so we're gonna go in the gold, kind of in the middle. Okay, so this is definitely a topper color. And so we'll just kind of amp it up here in the center. Oh, that's pretty. It does give it a nice touch there. Whoops. With the gold. Not as scary as I thought it was going to be, I guess, because it's so light in color that it's not scaring as much. And instead of going in with the Vision up top, I'm going to stay here with the gold and hologram and just use that in the inner corner and in the brow bone. And let me see here. I think I'm going to use, let's do this first. Let's go in. I'm going to use the brow bone color Illusion. I'm going to use this color to run under the lash line. I don't think it's really going to show that much, but at least we get something down there. So definitely just a nice look. All right, let's go in with my pencil brush into the gold here and just get up in this brow bone area. Definitely more subtle than the champagne color. So definitely more muted than I normally go. So, but I'm not super like, oh my gosh, I feel like I gotta take this off because I was that scared of what this was gonna look like. So that's good. Huh, pretty. But definitely a more subtle, neutral gold, you know, with a hint of that green shift to it look. And we're going to amp it up, obviously, with lashes. I figured today was a good day to play with lashes. So there's the... Okay. Not terrible. So let's see, we're gonna put that there. Maybe I won't play with lashes today. No, I should play with lashes. It's been a while since I used lashes. So we are going to play with the Kiss Naked Drama Lash Couture in Taffeta. This is a full and fluffy volume. So it doesn't look too bad. I'm a little worried that these might be a little long, kind of like the ruffles were, a little long on me to wear with glasses. And that's my only fear. Like the boldness of this doesn't bother me any. So let's see here. I am going to curl my eyelashes. I'm going to put coat of mascara on. Sorry, I need to grab my little scissors. I forgot to grab them so that I can cut these. So you're gonna just see me go through the process here of how I get my lashes to work for me. So I take it from the edge because this is where I know I'm gonna cut off pieces here. If I can grab it. Come on. Well, these are glued down. Maybe I just got it with my fingers. Okay, there we go. So there it is. And then what I do usually, depending on the eye, so this eye is my longer eye, so I cut less off. But let me put my glasses on. This is a pretty bold lash, and it actually looks pretty long. Let's go ahead and just, I like to just give it a good back and forth like this to keep it from being so straight. This can, you know, manipulating the band so it's a little more towards my eye shape. And that way, I know I'm gonna at least cut off that last cluster. Go about right here. Okay, so these ones are definitely a lot longer than what I normally. Okay, so let's see here. Off. I don't want to cut off too much, so I'm going to do probably like a cluster and a half here, and we'll get it kind of on here and see what it looks like. I like the shape that they're a little more cat eye, so they're shorter here and then get longer. I like that about these. So yeah, I think if I cut off too much, it'll be not enough out there. Okay. So I use a lash glue. This is the Lift and Snatch. Okay, so I'm going to use the black lash liner glue from Kiss. This is by far my favorite application for lashes, and it just makes it really easy to put the lashes on. And so, oh shoot. Oh well, here we're gonna do this. So we're gonna let that dry. Not a big deal. Let me curl my lashes and get a coat of coat of mascara on, just so I have something to blend them into. I like to do that. So it doesn't have to be like perfect, but just get a little curl on here. That way there's something for them to hold on to. And I'm just gonna use the Paradise Big Deal from L'Oreal. This mascara I like. It's not like bam in your face like the Panorama is, but it's nice. And so it'll give me a good base. And then I'll do the lower lash line with it. There I am opening my mouth again. I'm not talking, I'm leaving my mouth open. Okay, let's do the lower lash line. Give those a little time to dry up top. The weather here has been crazy. 2 days ago, it was 82 degrees. Yesterday, it was 58, and with the wind being as cold as it was like, felt like 50. So almost a 30-degree swing. And we were in a frost warning last night. So it got down to like 31 in the middle of the night last night, or earlier this morning, I should say. So weird spring weather. And then like today is supposed to be 67, tomorrow is supposed to be 76. A dyslexic person's problem, you know. And so it's just been a little bit of crazy spring weather going on. I'm gonna take a, so I have my light blue Awala today. All right, so now let's go back in with the lash glue as we've given that a little time to set down, to dry a little bit. Yeah. All right, so now we'll go back in with the lash glue. Just go over top of what I'd already laid down and get this on. So as you're gearing up, I have a nephew who's a senior this year in high school. He's getting ready to graduate in May, but we've got prom coming up, so I'm gonna help his girlfriend do her makeup and help her put on lashes. So I'm excited. It's fun. I will probably, my niece's senior year, I'll probably do the same with her. I'll probably just fly back for her prom and for her graduation. Just because I know those will be big moments that I want to be a part of with her and my sister. And so in a couple years, I'll be spending a little more time in California. I'm only going to go out for her golf season to drive and stay out there, you know, for the 8 weeks. So 2 months out there. So here's what the lashes look like. These are a little bit heavier. I can tell that I can feel them. The ones that I love that I wear on a more regular basis are the Dim Eye Wispies, and those are really comfortable. I very rarely notice that I have them on, and these are definitely more, I can feel them a little bit more. But they're a little bit more bold and dramatic. So there's that one. I'm going to finish up. I am going to put a little bit of black liner on to kind of even these out. So let's go ahead and give these, break up this band a little bit on this side. And this is my shorter eye, so I usually am at least 2 clusters off on this end. So I might have to go like 2.5. We'll see here. These are pretty. I mean, they're definitely a little more fluttery than some of the other ones. They're not, I mean, they're bold, but they're not quite as thick and full as some of the other ones that I've tried. Let's see with my glasses on how this, okay, it touches just a teeny bit, but not as bad as the ruffles. The ruffles were terrible. I could barely, I'd had to wear my glasses off my face. So we're gonna go 2 clusters here. Okay, and that should be good. Let me see. I'll go ahead so you can see how much I took off there. Okay, doesn't want to focus, which is fine. So let me go ahead and just give these a little bit of a try. Let's see here. Yep, that's going to be just about right. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get the lash glue. Give it a good shake. Alrighty, so let's get this. I know my arm's right in the way, sorry guys. Okay. So what do you think of these? These are the Taffeta. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the Master Precise liner just to kind of marry the band line in with my eye. Woo, that's a little bit of a bold look, even with this eyeshadow look. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think I'm kind of low-key liking that. I mean, it is definitely a bold eye in a color palette that I'm not super comfortable with, but it's pretty. Okay, not too bad. You know, putting lashes on does take a little bit longer to do the makeup. So today we are going to play with the lipstick, and I'm going to use, I think this is Dressed to the 90s. So this is the Sephora retractable gel lip liner in the color Dressed to the 90s. I'm going to use the Vinyl Ink Superstay Vinyl Ink by Maybelline in Lippy, and then I'm going to put the Shimmer Face, the Shimmer O Face over the top. It's got a gold shimmer to it. So let's just get this on. Now, I don't remember, is this going to kind of attest to if I remember this lip liner bleeding a little bit? I don't remember. So this is a good test to try this again. And plus it was a little bit of a warmer color. So, excuse me for a second. I got a little bit of, oh goodness, it is yesterday morning. It rained last night. Yesterday morning I went to take Millie out for a walk, and the streets were yellow with pollen. So we are in pollen season. I could wash my car every day and it would do no good, because the next morning I would walk out and it would be just covered in yellow dust. So it's definitely allergy season here. It lasts for about a month, and then it all comes in, and then the runny nose and the sneezing all kind of fades away a little bit. So I am noticing a little bit more of the settling into these lines with that foundation. It's looking a little more cakier than I remembered it looking. So I'm not super thrilled about that, but we're going to make it work today. So we got that on. Let's go in with this, and with these you have to give them a good shake. And I do have quite a few colors. I'm trying to think, do I have like 8 or 9 colors of this? It is a pretty drying formula on my lips. And if you wear it by itself, it does last forever. It is a really good non-transfer. One of the things that they recommend, this is a little bit on the warmer side. One of the things that they recommend with these is not to rub your lips together. So I don't do my normal blend the lips together. And they say to let it dry down a little bit. I'm gonna leave my mouth open to let it dry down a little bit. This is the color Lippy. It's a little bit warmer color. So I let this dry down, and it's not going to last a super long time because I'm going to put basically a gloss over top of it. Even if I do allow it to dry down, it does, you know, it will not last as long because I'm going to put a gloss over top of it. So that is that. I think we've given it long enough. It's not gonna last forever anyway, so I'm gonna go in with this O Face, and I'm just gonna actually rub my finger on it and just tap it in. You can see the bottom lip versus the top lip. That was a funny looking mouth. I won't do that again. That was scary. And it just gives a nice shimmer to the lips. Okay. Brings in that gold lip a little bit. So here is the final look. So what do you think of this look? Using the Dreamscape palettes on the eyes, I did make myself feel a little more comfortable by putting lashes on to kind of amp up this look a little bit, but I'm not terribly disappointed at all. In fact, I'm glad I tried those colors. It's pretty, it's a nice look. Not colors I will gravitate towards on a regular basis, but it does look pretty. We tried out the Maybelline Sunkisser in the berry color. That looks very nice. The highlighter looks really pretty with the cloud set over it. Yeah, not liking too much how this is settling in around my fine lines and wrinkles on my mouth. I might have put a little bit too much product down, but this is also more of a matte product. And so it's not going to be, you know, it's a little thicker in consistency. And so I may just need to go a little softer on that area, maybe rub my brush off first and then let it go and see. It's been a while since I used this, so but I'm not liking how it's kind of really emphasizing this right here. Then the contour stick, I already knew I love the contour stick. Love that it gives me that more contoured, like chiseled cheek area, kind of sets back my jawline a little bit. So overall, I'm pretty excited about this look, especially since I thought that I was a little nervous with putting on these particular colors, but I'm pleasantly surprised and I actually kind of like the way this look turned out. So remember, every piece of makeup in your collection serves a purpose, and together they create a beauty story. So why not be intentional, have fun, be bold, and absolutely be confident in your choices, and so that you can create a beauty story you will love. See you tomorrow.